I'd rather just be like, how can I create a relationship and deepen it and create resonance with people that are not even working with me yet? The people who are not afraid to like give their best, even for free, they are creating like massive movements. In every conversation, every single email, in every single piece of content, you are either destroying a relationship, so you are undermining the trust. You are preserving relationship, aka maintaining trust, or you're building relationships, deepening trust. So the first one is the relationship burners. These are basically actions that weaken the connection in your business. For example, reacting defensively instead of getting curious, over-personalizing actions instead of looking at them as neutral, or even neglecting the way you show up in your business because you think that you need to either replace yourself, create more distance, or use some automations, AI, to remove yourself from the business. And there are many more examples of relationship burners. I just wanted to give you a couple. But all of them, they are actually burning through your relationships like wildfire. And the closest who are getting hit by this relationship burning activities are usually your own clients and or your business relationships and also your team. So by not being able to work on your own skills of emotional regulation, understanding, kind of removing your personal issues from the way you show up in business, or even wanting to replace yourself or remove yourself, all of those are going to hurt the relationships that you have within your own business. I think leaders today cannot simply allow themselves to not have the tools to self-regulate, to have emotional intelligence, to show up, to breathe through conversations, to not take things like that self-discovery journey of knowing yourself and having the EQ tools to navigate this relationship. I think it's a prerequisite for leading in any type of organization. And the earlier you recognize and learn and practice them, the better you become at managing them and the less likely you're going to burn those relationships with the people who matter the most and the clients who matter the most for you. Okay. I also wanted to add here that most of these relationship burners, they're sometimes not even intentional. They can be subconscious. They can be just out of fear or ego, or, there is sometimes competition that can cloud your judgment. It's not super intentional and conscious. It's just that because there is that lack of awareness, it then spills into something that is completely unwanted by the leaders. But unfortunately, by not being able to get a handle on them, it will cost you money, clients dropping off, opportunities stopping, drying, and trust, which is what you essentially want to maintain in your business that you operate. And frankly, rebuilding those relationships is quite expensive. So it's better if you have the awareness so you don't do them. You don't try to, burn them consciously. Or if you are aware, you can stop yourself from doing that and process and regulate, understand, remove yourself and your personal ego sometimes from those situations for you to be able to then come back with more of a level-headed approach. I think that's so important. So the second job is relationship preservers. So this is where most good leaders live. And preservation is all about keeping the connection steady. So personally, I do a lot of preservation in my line of work, especially I'm a marketing consultant, fractional CMO. So there's a lot of preservation I do that I bet my clients don't even know, but it's a lot of preventative measures and a lot of making sure that current clients are okay, everyone is okay, anticipating issues before they ever arise, basically checking in before something escalates or a problem gets bigger. you need to be able to be very perceptive, and there are subtle cues when, clients are signaling a need. And to be able to hone in that skill and develop that is going to be massively important for you to be able to preserve relationships with your current clients and teams and the people you collaborate with. One of the most common thing of preserving activities can also be to gather feedback and create a type of relationship with your clients and your team and the people around you where giving feedback to you is welcome. There is an open channel of giving feedback to you, not like the asshole type of way, but like a constructive, I care about you, this is something you should care about too, like that type of way. And the more we can create an environment where those feedbacks are welcome, the better we become as leaders and the better we become also with preserving relationships. Many times when there is such hierarchy between the leader and the people they lead, there can be a little bit of intimidation around telling honest feedback, because there is this fear that if I'm just saying them the truth, they're going to be mad at me. They're going to lash out. And again, there's a lot of hierarchical leadership. And again, I don't quite agree with that at all. I agree with something much less hierarchical and much more balanced high level. But that's also something that is in the realms of preservation when it comes to relationships. So it's not just about how do we not burn them, but it's about how do we maintain excellence in our relationships and how we keep something steady without it falling into a realms of us like starting to burn those relationships. And I think if you have someone on your team who can read those undercurrents for you, because maybe you have created that dynamic of, very intimidating presence within the organizations that you serve, but having someone who's not afraid to be in your bridge, your middle person who's able to reach the people. The people are not afraid to tell me the truth, and I'm not afraid to relay the info. Like taking out some of the fluff and then with the clarity and the intention to help, kind of feeding that back to the client. So there's a lot of that I do within my line of work, because there is this open approachability aspect that I cultivated with across everyone, with the client, with their clients, with the team. And I'm able to kind of reach everyone as like every moving piece of the organization with that curious energy and wanting to understand what's really going on for them so that we can preserve the relationship better. So that's something that you can do as well if you are the leader yourself, or you can cultivate this within your organization so that you make sure that everyone is good. And I do know some leaders are not that perceptive. Sometimes it happens that they are not that perceptive in picking up behind the words of the meaning. This is a skill that you can develop and hone in. In fact, in human to human, we do work a lot about becoming more perceptive. It's an art itself. And finally, I'm going to approach the realm of relationship builders. And I enjoy this realm a lot because this is where the magic happens. And relationship builders to me is deepening, is creating the movement, is creating the advocates, it's creating that ride or die type of like energy with the people that you interact. The referrals will come in, the people will feel like I don't want to leave. Like, this is great. Like, that is a relationship builder. And this is different than the nurturing type of realms, because obviously nurturing is important in many type of businesses. And where I don't agree with nurturing is in a very transactional sense, meaning that especially in marketing, we like do a lot of like nurture emails. Like, we just need to nurture them. Like, that to me is like super transactional. It's basically like I'm giving you some nurturing so that you come and become a client. And while that is kind of the goal, I'd rather just be like, how can I create a relationship and deepen it and create resonance with people that are not even working with me yet? Like, how can I create that type of resonance with the people and deep relationships even before there's any monetary exchange ever happened? And if nurturing is done right, that's what happens. Because what I have noticed is that the people who are not afraid to like give their best, even for free, they are creating like massive movements within the people and massive impact. I move for people like that. Like I geographically get on a plane and move for people like that. And it's astonishing to me as well. Like, how is it there are some people I've never paid a dime, yet I'm willing to move for them. Like I'm willing to invest money and time and energy to be in proximity with them, to go to seminars, to be closer. Like that is crazy to me. And that's the same effect that you can create with the people who are not even your clients just yet. But relationship builders can just be very simply creating messages that deeply resonate with the people, even when they're clients, even when they're not clients just yet. In both realms, we are building relationships. And one cool way to deepen a relationship with the people that are already within the organization, if you want to look at that example, is celebrating them, is making them feel special, is sending that gift box when they sign up to the program. Like those type of like things that we can do for them. Whatever, how can we acknowledge them? How can we create a culture of celebration, acknowledgement, and advocacy? Like that type of energy where when they feel valued whenever they interact with you. I think those are invaluable practices that any leader should be implementing if they're not. They are massively contributing to building a business and building a relationship, and they're massively contributing to people referring other people to you and come and work with you. In terms of improving all of these realms, so we're going to look at relationship burners within your organization or within how you operate currently. And what we're going to do is that you're going to develop the skill to recognize how can you be potentially burning relationships and stop them before they can happen. So I hope this was helpful. I want to dig deeper into developing some of the skills that we need in order to not burn relationship, preserve them really well, anticipate, foresight, developing emotional intelligence to be able to show up in a more rounded, regulated way in business, and developing the awareness that what it takes to build awesome relationship with your current clients and make them feel incredibly valuable when they do business with you. So these are just some of the things that we're going to do inside of the Human to Human program. I'm excited to get started. And if you're interested in what this program is, let me know. Send me a DM. I'd love to tell you more. Thank you so much for watching.